Hello and welcome back to another video. So this is going to be a continuation of making a CAD for a VEX robot. Last video we had ended up on this stage. Now at the end of the video I didn't show this, but I did just add the motors. Again, not really something you have to show. It's just, this line up with the holes at the back and you're good to go. Today what we're going to be making is the chain over here. Now this, obviously your design might change. I know that my team personally chose to get rid of this chain over here and run this on a half motor, but the design works and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, first of all, what we're going to do is make sure that we have our structures ready for our intake. What do I mean by structure? I mean by these two C channels and the cross beam that will align everything together. So again, how do we do this? We're going to open up our 2 wide C channel. I'm going to go back into this because I know this design works. I'm going to count this up. So that is 30 long. We're going to go on to the change parameters and change this to 15 again, so just to say it's the same, and we can import into current design, shift this across, rotate it by 90, bring it to the front, and then work on our alignment. Okay, once we have done that, we are going to go and do it on the same other side. Now I've just done that, I'm going to make it visible again. Right, like this, you can see we have 2 structures like this, and now just for the builders here, you will have to figure out some way to brace this. Now, or some people call it boxing. Our team here, in between this gap here, we put some spaces in and some washers that really tighten it up. What I would recommend is that you don't use standoffs. Some people put a standoff in the middle here, screw on either end, and 90% of the time it will come off. So I would say don't use those. Use a nylock nut and a spacer with a screw instead of screw and a standoff. Trust me, you will need it. Now what we need to do is make sure we have this cross beam here. Let's just count up how many holes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're going to go to our 2 wide C channel over here. We're going to go on to change parameters and change this. If it's 20 divided by 2 is 10, so we're going to get 10. We have this, so I'm going to save it, and we can import into current design, and that is our 10 wide here. And again, we'll do the same things here and align them. Okay, once we have aligned them, we need to put our chains, our sprockets on. That's pretty simple. All we have to do is position one sprocket and then duplicate. Okay, so we've done one roller here. So one gear for our roller. Now all we're going to do is going to press M. We're going to put components. So all we're going to do is select this, press capture position, create copy, and have the preview turned off just because my computer can't handle it. But then just turn that across and it will duplicate that. Here we have our two rollers. Now we just need a shaft. I worked ahead a bit and put the shaft back in. So we can just put the shaft here. So right here. And now this isn't necessary, but just for completeness, I have been starting to put some hardware in. So again, like shaft collars here. And just like the same thing here. So this is where the chain will connect, and this is just to keep it centered. Now I have built this robot now, and the best thing is to swap this out for a high strength axle, because it's an old design. It will work with a low strength axle. It's just that after a dozen matches it will get a bit bent. Now there are ways of solving that. You can fill it up with spacers that increases the rigidity. You can have two standoffs, or even a normal low strength axle go through these holes where the screws are supposed to be, and it will increase the rigidity of the rollers a lot. But it's not necessary, so I'm not going to include it in this video. Now time for the rubber band. Just to look how the rubber bands look here. It's quite simple. All it is one body and then repeated all around. We know what, I actually didn't mention this. This is a 24 tooth spur gear. As you can see here, 24 teeth. And this here is an 18 tooth. That's this will be the 24 gear is only because we want a good size of sprocket. The 18 tooth will come later when we add the chain, and that's why it's the reason why we're going to use it. So how do we make the rubber bands? All we're going to do is, first of all, let's hide of all of these so it's easier to work with. We're going to go to the outer edge of one of the sprockets. We're going to select that face, create a sketch. What we're going to do is we're going to press P and we'll project this line here, as well as the opposing face. Just follow your mouse, and that's the opposing face here. So we have 3 dots here and 3 dots here. We're going to get a line and join these up here. And then obviously this is not indicative of a real rubber band, but we're going to create another 1.5 mil gap here. The reason why I'm doing that was I want some depth to the rubber band. Oh, don't do that correctly. It's 90. Now, I am assuming that you do know how to use Fusion, and if you don't, I will have a video coming soon, and that will teach you how to use the basics of this software. Now, because our thickness here is 1.5, we're going to extrude all of these faces out. By 1.5. Oh, I think I have not selected all of these. I'm gonna press OK. Then go back to sketches. We're gonna try and find the sketch that we wanted. And it is somewhere. Okay, so I have actually lost that sketch. Oh, no, actually. There you go. I found the sketch. So I'm going to extrude this portion out all the way to this face, as well as this small sketch here. Perfect. So as you can see, that's almost 100% done. Now I'm going to hide this sprocket again, and then just create a sketch on this face. Make a rectangle. Oh, can't do rectangle. Make line. Extrude this out. And there you go, you have one rubber band. Now obviously in this side it's orange, so what we're going to go on to modify, and going to appearances is on other rubber, and I'm just going to collect orange. Okay, now I know you couldn't see that, but that's because it was on the other window. That's simple as is. And then we're going to go on to the pattern, circular pattern, select this body here, and the axis we're going to choose is this circle. I want to click 24, and there you go, you have a roller. Now do the same thing for a roller here and up there, and I'll soon show you how to create the chain. Okay, we are back, and time to do the chain. So what we're going to go and do is, let's do this side first. So we need to bring back our teeth. We're going to create a sketch on this surface. We're going to go to the center and create a circle around halfway between this diameter. Same thing here, so we're going to go project, and we're going to go project onto this circle here, and it should just look really nicely along the half. We're going to get a line, and we're going to create a tangent here to here, and a line tangent here to here. Now these aren't going to be real tangents yet. To make them real tangents, what we're going to do is make it go to the tangent box here, press this, and that'll create a tangent, this and this, and that'll create a tangent. Ooh. Okay, so that's all of our tangents done. We're going to finish our sketch, and then this is a path that our chain can follow now. So we're going to go into our VEX robotics library. We're going to go to motion. We're going to go to sprocket and chain. I'm going to grab in and insert into character design. We're going to then position this. Just make sure you know where you're positioning it. And position this right so the round goes in to these grooves here. And make sure you position them correctly. Okay, that's perfect. Now in reality this will be rotated like so. So again, just fix this position here, and as you can see, it's not bad. Okay, now I'm just going to remove this and press break link. Go to the pattern and go to pattern on path. Select your component. The path will be the path that you choose. And as you can see, you can determine how many you want. Now just play around with this. Now this is following this path, which is not what we want. That means our sketch is wrong. So I'm going to go back to my sketch. I'm going to modify, cut this line, and cut this line. Now this should be just one path. I'm going to go back to pattern. It's pattern path. Select my object and select the path that this wants to be followed. And what we're going to do, we're going to go into path direction instead of identical and just increase the number till you think it fits. So it's quite easy once you get the hang of it. Just play around until you have a solid looking chain. Okay, and this is where the design ends. So now you have the intake and you have all the rollers and the drivetrain, and it's a very good place to start building. Now you could CAD this further, and I will put some more videos up on how to CAD this further, but it's a good starting point, and I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.